Born in 1971 in South Africa, Elon Musk had a troubling childhood. Bullied by peers in school and raised by a father who he despises, Musk's life didn't seem very promising. Yet, he has risen through the ranks and grown to become one of the richest men in the world. After founding several successful companies, including Tesla and SpaceX, he's worth over $100 billion. What's his success story, and what are some of the lessons we can learn from his life? Keep watching as we examine some profound quotes and lessons from his life. Welcome to Posh Future. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video. In this video, we'll give you some profound quotes and lessons from the life of Elon Musk. Let's get started. Number 1. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. With regard to Musk's plan to colonize Mars, the odds are certainly not in his favor. Conditions on Mars are so unfavorable to humans that habitats will need to be built for humans to survive on the planet. The temperature on Mars is lethally frosty at -80 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, the levels of radiation on the planet are very dangerous. The red planet will need to be warmed up and terraformed to become an Earth-like environment. Yet, this hasn't deterred Musk from moving forward with plans to transport humans to Mars. In fact, a date has been set and the mission is scheduled for the year 2050. It remains to be seen if this daring attempt will pay off. Number 2. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. If anyone should know about perseverance, it's Elon Musk. In 1998, Elon Musk founded PayPal, a website for performing online transactions. A year later, PayPal was voted one of the worst business ideas. In 2001, when he attempted to send plants and mice to Mars, he wasn't allowed to purchase the rockets he needed. Now, Musk has his own fleet of spacecraft called the Starships. Since 2006, his rockets have experienced several failures during launch and have even exploded. In 2020 alone, his Starship prototype exploded several times, costing SpaceX lots of money. But finally, in May 2021, the SN-15 Starship launched from the SpaceX Center in Texas, soared into the sky and reached a peak altitude. It thereafter successfully executed a perfect vertical landing on the site, fulfilling Elon's dreams of building a fully reusable spacecraft. There are a myriad of other moments that would have made Elon Musk give up, but he persevered until he succeeded. Now, no one remembers the downtimes of the third richest man in the world. Number 3. I don't think it's a good idea to plan to sell a company. During the course of his career, Musk has founded several companies. In 1995, he founded his first company called Zip2, an online city guide. In 1999, he co-founded PayPal, which was originally called X.com. He then founded SpaceX 3 years later. The well-known Tesla was also started by Musk in 2003. Other companies founded by him include SolarCity and The Boring Company. In total, he has founded 6 companies, but for reasons best known to him, he has sold 2 of these companies. 4 years after it was founded, Zip2 was sold to Compaq in 1999 for $307 million, and in 2002, he sold PayPal to eBay for $1.5 billion in stock. So even though he doesn't believe in starting a company with a plan to eventually sell it, he didn't outrightly state that one shouldn't sell a company at all. Number 4. I say something and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. Musk is famous for setting deadlines that are a little overambitious, a phenomenon that has been jokingly dubbed Elon time. Sometimes he overshoots by proposing unrealistic timelines for the execution of projects, and he has blamed this on optimism. In his words, I think I do have an issue with time. I'm a naturally optimistic person. I wouldn't have done cars or rockets if I wasn't. I'm trying to recalibrate as much as possible. However, Musk hardly ever fails to get the job done. As the famous quote says, it's better late than never. Number 5. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. Musk might not borrow to start businesses, but he does borrow to keep them running. In 2010, he was completely broke. He had invested his last $200,000 in his business and he was at a crossroad. He could either sell off some of his shares or borrow from his friends. He decided to borrow and for months lived on a salary of $200,000 gotten from loans. In 2021, Musk still owes money to friends for personal expenses. Number 6, I don't believe in process. In fact, when I interview a potential employee and he or she says that it's all about the process, I see that as a bad sign. The problem is that at a lot of big companies, process becomes a substitute for thinking. Frankly, it allows you to keep people who aren't that smart, who aren't that creative. Speaking of interviews, Elon Musk does them in a slightly different way than what we're used to. On one particular Sunday, when most people would be in bed getting some much-needed sleep before the start of a busy week, Elon Musk called an emergency meeting at 1 a.m. in the morning. What was so urgent that he couldn't wait a few more hours? Well, the answer is that he had some questions for his SpaceX employees. Why were things moving so slowly? Why wasn't the Starship factory chugging at all hours? The staff reportedly said they didn't have enough manpower. Well, the normal thing to do would have been to schedule interviews to hire new staff in the coming week. But at this point, it's obvious normal isn't a word you would typically use to describe him. Right then and there, Musk scheduled a recruitment program for 1 p.m. that day and another on Monday. He told his employees to bring as many people as possible, people who could be trusted to get the job done. Don't bring your brother-in-law who can't ever get a job, he said. That very day, on a Sunday afternoon, candidates were lining up. The process went on until nearly midnight on Monday. Within 48 hours, SpaceX hired 252 new employees. Talk about speed. Number 7, work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks every week. Improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Musk has a reputation for working extremely hard, so much that it's become a source of concern for many. He reportedly works between 85 to 100 hours a week and scarfs down lunch in 5 minutes. For productivity's sake, he avoids phone calls, so don't get antsy if you keep getting his voicemail. However, he tries to find time to spend with his children, though he admits that he does check his email while with them. He says they would rather play video games with him than listen to him talk about science-related subjects. Musk also expects the same from his employees. A former executive at Tesla who preferred to remain anonymous, in an interview with Wired, described Elon's penchant for pressuring his employees in one brow-raising comment saying, "Everyone in Tesla is in an abusive relationship with Elon." When the company failed to meet its self-imposed deadline of releasing the Tesla Model 3, Musk went on a rampage, blaming employees for not being smart and fast enough. However, he was reportedly calmed by an executive who gave some sound advice. John McNeil said, "No one comes up with a good idea when being chased by a tiger." Nevertheless, he's also said to be incredibly intelligent. According to a former manager at Tesla, he's highly intelligent. He's already 10 steps ahead of you. You have to think 10 times more audacious than he does to be able to be successful. Another said, "I feel like I'm 10 times smarter now than when I first joined." Well, that's all we have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you know when we come out with new videos. Until next time, bye!